Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. Today we're going to be working on using an IP camera, or searching for IP cameras first. And then once we find an IP camera, we're going to do some computer vision on it. I'm going to show a couple examples of that. And then as a longer term project, I found one IP that I'd like to show and kind of, well, let me show you. So first of all, I was just looking at different. I was looking at Shodan and just kind of searching around on it, and I think one of the first things everyone does when they're first learning Shodan is they look for IP cameras, or at least that's on those tutorials I've found. Uh, that's been the case. Uh, but either way, so sometimes it's just kind of fun to, see what they have. And now they have a website. I'm not going to go on the website, but I do want to show you guys one cool tool that they have, and it's called, well, it's Shodan on the command line. I'm not sure if it's a Python package. I should find that out. Yeah. Okay. So it's a Python package. So they say use easy install. I do not use easy install. I use pip. So whenever I installed that, I used pip. And then to start up, you log into your Shodan account, and then you feed it in your API key. And that's so you can get different types of searches. You don't need to do that if you're just doing a basic search, but if you want to include fields, which we'll be doing, I'll show you an example of that. That's going to be something you want. So, well, alright, so let me show you, I guess, with that API, something you can do. So, first of all, this is all the commands that it gives out. So the ones we're going to be using right now, we're just going to use search, and we're going to parse that information in a way that is going to be easier for us to read. Now this could be piped into Python. I think they even have a Python library. This is good enough for me. I'm only wanting to check them out. This is just kind of to play around with. So we're gonna see if that does anything. Yeah, alright, cool. So now we can kind of see some of the options of what Shodan on command line offers us. I don't think I need the color, but the fields is an interesting thing that I do want. So search query, you're going to use it like anything in Shodan. So honestly, I'm just going to do one of the common ones on the tutorials, but there's different ones. So for example, on my Android phone, I use an IP webcam sometimes when I want to track motion detection at my door. I use like an old Android phone or something. I did that as a small project. They're just kind of they're good examples of this. But that app had its own banner, and it had its name, so I was able to identify it. It was literally just IP webcam. And then using that, I found some publicly hosted or webcams or apps that were running on people's networks that were publicly open. Sometimes on purpose. Sometimes I can't imagine that it would be on purpose. It seems like weird use cases for them. But either way, let me get to actually how how that comes into play. So webcam XP, and then fields IP string and port. So this is going to give us the address of where our search results are coming from. So I wonder if I did that right. Okay, yeah, there we go. So, you can't use the space. Good to know. Alright, so as you can see, we'll go to, yeah, let's go to a couple of these just to see, you know, what this is actually doing. So, huh. 1 second. And I mean, it's just kind of fun to play around with, to be honest with you. You know, to see what's available on people's stuff. So this is a password protected one. I'm not gonna mess with that. But you just kind of search around. Ah, cool. So this is a marine aquarium that we're watching. I'm actually, it's funny enough, I'm doing this. I have a piranha tank, and I was going to do that as a project, was to stream the piranha tank, possibly during feedings if I don't get kicked off of whatever platform I'm streaming to. But yeah, okay, cool. So this is kind of an example of what you might find, and I was searching through tons of these, just kind of playing around. Some of these have multiple sources. This is a pretty common, I mean, like, so we're searching for webcam XP, so most of the search results coming up are going to be of that, oh, there was a person just walking by. So it's kind of creepy, to be honest with you. But anyways, so those are some of the things you can do with it. Let me get a new window open 1 second. But yeah, so that's one way to get a bunch of IP cameras. And see, all of these, some of them might be password protected. A lot of them are probably going to not be. And it's just a matter of checking out what's on it. In my experience, some of them, I've seen a lot of puppy daycares. They just they stream a puppy daycare, and it's kind of adorable. I have a collection of IPs now, just yeah, of puppies. So that's great. But all right, so this one's black. But yeah, so you get the idea. Another way to get this is just to search for it. So I found a GitHub repository full of just an IP camera list. C4 cam. Let's see if that works. C4 cams, yeah. So pretty much this is like a Russian roulette of IP addresses containing webcams. And what the nice thing about this is it checks the validity of the camera. So if it doesn't work, it will load a new one, so you know that you're always getting valid open cameras. So you know, we can load a new one. I'm waiting for it to well, anyways, sometimes it's going to find one that's not valid, and it will skip over it. However, it's interesting if you go into the code of it, because it's all on GitHub. They have a list.txt, and I looked at that, and it's literally just a list of IP address. I mean, like some of them might be invalid, and that's what the website does. Is it just has all these lists, and it randomly grabs one, and if it's valid, it posts it, and if it's not, then it moves to the next one. So it was fun seeing this. So you don't even need to be using dorks, which is a third way to be doing this. So I'll show you guys that too. So So if you don't know, a Google Dorks is just it's a way to tell, uh, to filter a search query on Google to different results other than just a normal search. You can get into in URL, in title, so it searches for whatever's in the title of something being indexed. In URL, so you can find websites of a certain extension or a path, if that kind of makes sense, and hopefully it will after I show you this. So let's go over here to see some valid ones. Maybe we'll find something that so something like this is all we're going to need. And now we can put that in our dork. And what this is saying is let's search, instead of for like a normal search term, we're going to look in the URL of all of the indexes that Google has for anything with the extension /mjpeg/video.mj, and I believe well, let's see. Yeah, I did. I just missed the G. So that's what that's going to do. And yeah, so here's another way to farm some IP cams. So yeah, right off the bat, here's something. You can tell it's video. Some of these they might be JPEG. I've seen that. But for our use case, we're going to want something like a video with OpenCV because we want to do computer vision. So I mean, the reason I started doing this was because on my street there's not many people walking by, and I was trying to do a HAR cascade file of a full body, so you can kind of detect how many people are in a scene or something like that. And you could do it with example images or something, or video files. But I think a stream is it's just a cool real world application of using some of these techniques. And IP cameras are a really good way to test the program you made, or the program you're looking into, because a lot of this stuff is already done for you. I mean, with OpenCV, it's kind of hard to say like, oh, I made this facial recognition program, because you're not doing anything. Like it's all done by OpenCV. You're just kind of telling it to do whatever it's doing. But anyways, so yeah, I covered a bunch of different ways to get these IP cameras. Now I'm going to go into what I found, and that's kind of what made me want to do this project. So after searching through a couple of these things, I found an IP address of a door. Yes, that's right, a door. I found it interesting how secure it was. Sometimes I see reflections on the black part of the door that shows maybe there's a window behind it. On the bottom left here we see Entree Rex or something like that. And if we translate that, well, let's first, just because I'm interested in what this is, I mean, I don't know, kind of ominous looking. So and you can also do this in Showdown. I always use ipinfo.io just out of habit, but it's all going to get you the same results. So we can see kind of some information about this. Now, we don't really know that this is where it's located, but it gives us some information we can go off of. So one thing is that it's from the Netherlands, and I don't know Dutch. However, Entree Rex is not English, so I'm going to put that into a translator and see what it says. Not to Spanish, but to English. Entree Rex. Entrance right. Right entrance. That's probably what they're saying. So this is the right entrance to something. I wonder if we're on the outside of the entrance or on the inside of the entrance. If we were on the inside of the entrance, it'd be an exit. I don't know. But anyways. So this is kind of what interested me, or what led me to think about a project where I want to be streaming this, or I want to be reading this stream all the time to see if that door opens. But I, as a human being, can't be looking at this closed door for so long. So I want to use OpenCV to detect if the door is opened, and when it has, I'd like to record what's behind the door. And then I'm just gonna have that run on the back of my computer for however long it takes. Maybe I'll have it notify me somehow. Maybe email me. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like this is probably gonna be longer than I expect. But OpenCV never ceases to surprise me with how easy things can be. So yeah, we'll see. Oh boy. So let's get into looking at what we might need to do for this. And I have no qualms with using Stack Overflow for that, if that's the case. Detect door opening in the flood fill algorithm. Alright, so that's... Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is something... I was thinking, you know, as the question kind of proposed, only check a corner of something, and then if it's different, then trigger. I think that'd be a pretty surefire way of getting this to work. But these people are saying to use flood fill, so this is the original post. So let's look at that. Now let's check that the door didn't open. Didn't. Alright. So, yeah, and I mean, I've been watching this stream for a while. It's been all day. And nothing has changed with the lighting, which is interesting. So, I don't know what time it is in the Netherlands right now. In the Netherlands. But 4 a.m. Yeah, alright. So, this light is always on wherever it is. Which is another interesting thing. This is probably some type of industrial, maybe? Maybe it's like a public building? Open all the time? I don't know. So that's interesting. It's got a vent. Another interest too. But not one on that corner. I don't know. I have an example of some of this stuff somewhere. Maybe it's in my recents. Nope. Well, hold on while I find that. Yeah, but basically, so OpenCV has a, the way I've seen it, you can start with a camera file and you know, a main file, and then that main file instantiates the module of whatever camera it is. So you can have a camera that detects faces. You could have a camera that, you know, just streams an IP. So it's kind of a way to grab something from the internet and then stream it, and stream it locally, but also be able to maybe manipulate it in some way. I mean, we're just detecting things on it using computer vision, but you could use a very similar approach and manipulate the image in different ways. Maybe using like a trained data set, you could, I don't know, maybe, I mean that Starry Night example that people always use for convolutional networks or neural network style transfer. Maybe you could do that, but like in a stream. I think that could be cool. It would need to be pre-trained, and I have a probably a moderately powerful graphics card or processor or something. Alright, I think I found it. Yeah, so we'll just get started kind of with a basic setup. And I'm going to be taking from something I have been working on previously and studying from and apply it here. So let's first start with naming our project. I don't know, door checker, door cam. Door cam checker, yeah. Not the most creative name, but c'est la vie. And then let's create a camera.py. Inside of that, that's going to house our video camera object. And there's a lot of examples of this type of stuff online. I'm just going to go with a real simple version of it and kind of show you guys what's going on. So, I mean, this one, what I worked with was having this on a street, so it was an open street, and a Har Cascade file is a data set that allows CV2 to detect whatever object it is. So there's like frontal face, so like when you're facing frontwards, it'll be able to detect multiple people. Full bodies, it's able to detect cars, I think even license plate. So it's a technique that lends itself to that type of stuff. You could also do it with, you know, different. It can be used for image classification. You know, so there's a bunch of different applications of that. If you have a ton of images of something, you can do something like that. You can make your own Har Cascade. but there's also some available online. I have yet to find a public database. I think that would be very cool. Something like a public library of Har Cascade files, good ones preferably. Yeah, some of these are real finicky. I mean, cars. I assume it might be because of the angle that I was looking at the cars and maybe the resolution of the camera, but I had an issue with that. But that doesn't matter. Yeah, so we're just gonna, really simplify this. And also, I mean, it's a blind leading the blind. I've used CV2 before in the past, but I'm not by any means super comfortable with it. It's just a means to an end for me. I want to know what's behind that door. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so this should work. So it's real simple, honestly. I mean, if it were just a standard video camera object that we were working with, this would be perfect. I think we could probably do it without, a separate module. It's really just four lines of code. But as you'll see, once we get into facial recognition and different things like that, we can start, making different types of objects that, have some of the same features that the base object does, but maybe a little differently. So most of that is going to be done right in between these two lines. So what this camera is going to be doing is it's going to read from the video capture address. So actually, you know what? I kind of want that as a string. So URL. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do. So IP camera. So this is going to be, if we have an IP address that we want to be streaming, let's feed it in here, and we'll send it and instantiate it upon initialization. So what this does is it creates that video object, which is this video capture device. So for example, with that URL, how we're going to be using it is we're going to feed in that this guy. We're going to feed that URL into here, and then anytime getFrame is called, we're taking a snapshot, a raw image. So this is different than a JPEG, which is why we need the second line. It's a raw image, and we're going to read that. So that means that we can read from one image and then compare it to previous ones. And I think that might be a way that we could approach this problem. If that that one approach on Stack Overflow, if that looks complicated or doesn't work, we could honestly, because I would still be interested if like a person came onto the screen. Like that would be kind of cool too, even if they didn't open the door, just to see what's going on. My curiosity has been piqued. So in that case, maybe we just want to see, is it different from before? At its very essence, is this image of a closed door with nobody here, is it different than whatever's streaming now? And if it is, then let's start recording until it's not. And we might get some false positives, hopefully we can tailor that with some sort of intensity or you know, weight to filter priority. I don't know. Same difference. But anyways, yeah, so we read it, we have that image, that's the raw file, this is just a flag saying what's going on, and if we read it, we can kind of do some different stuff with it. Previously, that was doing facial recognition, getting all the faces and then drawing rectangles over the faces. We don't need that in this one. But you can get pretty into it. You know, and a lot of it's already done and available online. Alright, so that's a camera file. Now here is something I found on GitHub, and then I was messing around with it, but really it's just, and I will credit the author of this, once I get it on. Yes, so thank you logo. This is from a while ago. Let's go to his website, check him out. Okay, well, yeah. He does stuff. Very cool. But, I mean, basically, it's a pretty simple, just a way to show Flask files. What else do we need on this? I think we're probably going to need more. So we need to have templates. We need a templates folder as well, I think. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, hold on. Copy that. Paste it. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. And so, I mean, we don't really need to be running a Flask server for this. This is just so we can see it, and it's easier to debug if something's going on. You know, it's all visible up here. However, if you really wanted to, you could just constantly be pulling from that stream, and maybe once I get this figured out, I will want that. But I think it'd be easier right now just to have a website that says, Is the door open? No. And if it is, then yes. It will be interesting. I'm not going to really be able to directly show if this works, at least on that door until it opens. So either I'll let you guys know when it opens, or maybe we can test it on like one of my doors. I don't know. Get like an IP camera for that on my phone and do something like that. Alright. And we are back to normal, I believe. So we can go back here and get started. Alright. Alright, so this is so when we go to the video feed, this is where we're generating the video camera, and this is now not called video camera, but it's called IP camera. So we can fix that import up here, from camera, import IP camera, and yeah, alright, so now we'll just put the URL in there. I think that will work, and if it doesn't, then back to the drawing board. But I'm pretty confident it'll work. So, let's get that URL. I don't think we need this. Yep, we don't. Alright, so that's that. And we will put this on right there. Boom. I recommend Flask. There's also another Python library called Sanic, which is like a real lightweight version of Flask, where you can route different things on the web server. But Flask is definitely a good way to go. Also like Django. And let's see what's wrong. Nothing. Nothing yet. Let's let's give that a shot. Hey, there we go. Look at that. And I'm gonna, well, alright, so as you can see, we are now, what this is doing is, and this is, so we're pulling the IP address, we are then streaming it on our own server using Flask, and right now we're not doing anything. However, now we're going to be able to check, okay, is this state different than the previous? And right now I'm going to save that image. I think, if I can figure out what it is. Let's see. Doesn't tell us. Save image as. we'll start a new folder for res, yeah, resources, and in that we will put our door close JPEG, and we'll see. Ah, crap. See, now it's okay. It's alright. We'll just have to write it outside. So yeah, that's not that big of a deal. Let me fix that index.html, get that out of there. Yeah, so just whenever we encode it, maybe at some point we're going to want to write. So here we would, you know, save it because it's already encoded as a JPEG. So that'll be something we can do at some point. So self.read. Yeah, I guess the next step is to get that that image. So we're gonna do that JPEG. So that's the image file with open. Yeah, alright, so we'll try that. You know, we'll do this in shell too, so that'll be kind of interesting. We'll be able to, yeah, so JPEG.2 bytes. That should be fixed too. I bet it is. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Rose door closed. Ping. Image. Yeah, I hope that works. I think it will. So let's get back to here. We'll close the server out, and we'll just get into Python 3. Shell import from camera import ipcam, and then p equals ip camera, and then get that stupid URL again. See, and now we can't even get the source of it because it's we're relaying that source. So what you have to do is go back to here and get it. don't do that yet. And I think that will work. Alright. So now p dot get frame image not defined. That's because I'm a dummy and don't don't look before I type. Alright. Yeah, okay, so I need to redo all that. Yeah, come on. There we go, I think. Now if we... Yeah? Nice. So that's how I did it. I'm going to take that code out now because I do not need it writing every single time, but I did capture a frame at that instance, and I was able to detect what was going on. One thing I see might be an issue is this. Oh, sorry. That black frame with the text, because it might detect that within it. I'm not sure how we're going to be able to, you know, specify this rectangle in code. It might just be a matter of opening this up in something like, you know, a file or an image editor to see, you know, what position we are in the pixel. You know, get the pixel, you know, area of whatever we're looking at. So with this, it would be, you know, that space, and seeing if something has changed there. I think subtraction, image subtraction might be a thing that we can do. This is all stuff I don't know much about, mind you, so we'll see, but this is a good start. So now we have a door closed, light on situation that we're able to account for. Well, let's, yeah, so check if is the door open yet. So let's, oh wait, no, it's door is open. I knew the first one is checked for, but yeah, hopefully this one does the job. So it's with train cascade, I guess. Flood fill algorithm. So yeah, let's kind of mess with that and see what we can get. Alrighty, so now with this, we have our test image. Should I do this in here? I feel like yeah. I mean, so I could create this object now and have it do what it's doing, and then extend on it and make more different types of IP cameras. So this is one, and then have an additional one that does I should do that, honestly. Yeah. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do. This is our base camera object, feeds it in a URL, displays that URL, nothing happens, it just gets streamed over. So that's that's good for some applications. It's not really, maybe that's a tool that someone might need. I don't know. But we're going to copy that. Oh, that's cool. You can beautify it up here. That's not cool. Alright, won't be doing that again. So, yeah, we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to name it, wait, that's not what we're going to do. Why is it called that right now? From camera. One thing I've seen change is this subclass thing. I think in Python 2.7 it wasn't like that. But I'm just trying to, see if it might be good for my use case, because I already have, this base going on. I think I just want get frame to change, and that would shorten the amount of code I need quite a bit. I just do a little bit different in the init. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. So this one's gonna IP camera, and then this is gonna be door check camera, and it's going to we'll see if this works. I don't know. I probably should check this out first. Here. I really should know this too. But yeah, just because, let's see. So class person, so this is kind of going to be like our IP camera, and we're just giving the first and last name, and then we init it the same way, get those same variables, I assume. Staff number is all we add to it. Get employee, but can we get name? You know what I mean? Can we do y.name? Let's see. Homer. Alright, so. But can we do y.name? Let's see that. And we can. Alright, cool. So, yeah, this is going to work how we want it. Just checking. You know what I mean? It's always, just to confirm, it's good to check. good there. Don't need that. Alright, that's updated, so yeah, so this is now going to import door check camera. And this is going to now be door check camera. And it's going to do the same thing, I think, right now. So we can try that by... How are we going to do this? We'll just... super.net, yeah, so pretty much super.net, and then I don't think I need that, and yeah, get frame is what I'll override, but for now just to again check to see, you know, is this how it works. We'll return super dot init self. Yeah, we'll see what that does. So that should return JPEG.2 bytes. Do the same difference. You know what I mean? And then not including it should do the same thing. So this is just kind of redundant, but you know, good. Always good to check. So main.py, let's see. We will check if the door is open. Nope. Takes 2, but 3 were given. I believe it is this. Huh? What's going on? Alright. Line 27. So what's going on there? Could it be that? Alright, hold on. We're just gonna do it like that, see what goes on. What the heck? We'll see if that works. Alright, that works, so So door check camera is working with that. So now let's uncomment that out. I mean, I know this works now, so let's not. We don't need to be showing that, I guess. I mean, ideally, I wish we could get it to work, but 1, 2. What the heck? All right. So to do this, we are going to want. Let's see. Yeah, I guess now we're good to see. Let's start checking this. So we're saying let's get. So we have our image. So yeah, test image equals, and we'll give it that path. Brass door closed.jpg. I believe that is it. Door closed.ping. .ping. Who the thunk? I don't know. I might need to change that. Why did I save it as a ping? Crap. Alright, so just right now what I'm trying to do is figure out a way that with all these cameras I want to be able to write a frame to an image and be able to feed that image, you know, a file path. So hopefully like this it'll work. So we'll have just do this. Oh, what did I do wrong? Invalid syntax. Oh, missing one. Or one too many. In fact. Alright, back to OpenCV. We're gonna OpenCV save to JPEG. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't matter. We will. Sheesh, did that work? Nah, it didn't work. Oh my. go. All that work for that file. There's probably an easier way to do that. Unfortunately, I do not know that way. However, we're getting there, so have no fear. We now should be able to get things to work with that. Probably close all these at this point. Let's see, that's still running. It is not. Okay, cool. So, door closed. That works. Camera's working. Let's see. Imaging code. Okay, well I know that for sure works. So, I wonder if I can just, let's see, is it gonna work still? And it does. Still streaming. Alright, good stuff. So, it would suck if the door opened, like during the stream. I just end it. Alright, how many times have I Googled this? So basically we're going to use the flub fill algorithm, which let's yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the best way to do it. I mean, so we're going to read the file. That makes sense to me. We're going to get the height, the width, and the channels. Mask equals zeros. I don't know what zero, I guess that's from NumPy. Starting pixel for flub fill, 510. Yeah, you know what? Let's give this a shot just to see where it gets us. To see if maybe, you know, we're at least somewhat in the right direction. I hope. Yeah, so we have the test image and door cam checker, which is good stuff. So now we have that in knitting, and then I guess, do we want to do this every frame, or do we want to? We probably want that up here. So test image equals. TV2.mread cast okay, and then we're gonna get height, width, and channels. Let's change that shape. Not in Java. Mask equals zeros. I don't think I have imported NumPy yet. Width +2. UN8. And the starting pixel for the flood fill, so start pixel equals a tuple. And we're going to put, we do not know, so let's get a, how are we going to do that? X, get X, Y, GAMP. I wonder what it's going to open up. I hope nothing I was working on before. Alright, so, I mean, that's, yeah, that's what we're looking for. So, awesome. So I don't know if you can tell right there, but in the bottom left, it's giving me my pixels. And we're going to be wanting to check somewhere like around from 35, let's say. $35.90. I guess that's their second distance, they just don't say it. I don't actually know, because it's weird. I think I need to move this to get frame. I guess we can just write the image to test it out. Yeah, I guess that's what we can do. So flood fill, image, mask, start pixel. And we'll just do that for now. See what happens. But I assume that that's actually the end pixel, the top right corner. But what is it checking from? I mean... That might even be color. RGB. That's probably green. Mask start pixel. For the flip phone, max distance to start pixel. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is gonna get some weird results. Ay, ay, ay. It's not where I need you. Right valve. Yeah, we'll see how that gets along. See if maybe, well, print it and then let's rate this. So, yeah. See, but they're not even... Something's up. Let's see. Well, hopefully. But I didn't... We never used that. Image. Yeah. I mean, I'm skeptical of how this is working at all. But, we'll see, I guess. That's probably not what I wanted. But we'll see. Nah, that's not what I want. Is not defined. Will I screw up? Test image path. Does it need to be defined? It probably does. That's why they're yelling at you. Alright. Line 30 now, so... Jeez. Line 32. Zero's not defined. Alright, it's because I didn't import numpy and I. Too many values to unpack, expected to. Well, that's not good. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to take a different approach to this. Yeah, I mean, motion detection could work too, I guess. Huge wall of text. And then some C++. I don't need it. No, thank you. mean, so it looks like there's a lot of better ways to do this stuff than just cascade files. Unfortunately, that's definitely the easiest for me. And to check if a door is opening, I think subtraction would work. I wish I could I wish I could figure out what. We'll see. Example first frame of a video file. Yeah, so this is kind of what I'm looking for, I think. Something where I'm dilating threshold images to fill in holes. I don't know about that. Let's see. Yeah, so they're just saying difference. I'm looking for like even a small difference. But I don't want color changes to affect it. Door's not open yet. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I want to be doing is getting that absolute difference. They have a bunch of matrices, but I don't. That's not really what I need. I swear this stuff is like wizardry. I gotta get better at math. Alright, well, I'm gonna look more into it. It does not, unfortunately, it's not as easy as I had hoped. I don't have faith that this whole flood fill thing will be working for me. I could check more into it, but I don't think I want that in the stream since this is going on YouTube. So instead, let's just I'll show you an example of a couple other streams with, you know, facial recognition or something like that working. So so yeah, this could be cool. So we'll I'll show you kind of what this would do if we were just capturing you know, video from some other place. So I think this will work for a stream where it's just this camera. So oh yeah, I don't want to mess with that camera. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to this should work. So the cool thing with Android is I don't think they have it on Apple, but you can get an app that turns your phone into an IP webcam, which is, you know, very useful for so many different reasons. But for me, it's especially useful because I only have one webcam. So now I have something that I can stream to and you know, manipulate test data that way. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm just gonna have it face down. Well, we'll see. We'll have it like that right now. So, let's... I think we're good. I think that's going to be too bad. Let me get this on the right Wi-Fi. So... yeah, okay, cool. So... if we run this, it should, I believe, work. So we're going to, we're in video camera, so it's a very similar object to this IP camera, and we're just calling that URL inside of it, which is my phone. Has a streaming IP camera. That's the address to get the direct stream to it. We're going to get a cascade file for a full frontal face for that type of detection, and then in the get frame we are converting it to a grayscale image of itself, detecting faces in that grayscale image. Here's some, you know, different settings for that, and then for all those faces we're going to draw a green border rectangle around the head. So we return that image, and then same exact flask type of thing. So let's get that running, and instead of is my door open, yeah, that'll just be this. And yeah, so there you go with that. It's kind of hard to do this because yikes. Okay, there you go, there you go. So I'm like an old person. There we go. So for right now, that's as far as I'm gonna go with this. I will have something scanning to figure out when that door opens. But I gotta look more into it. So this will be part 1 in a longer video. So we will be back. Thank you very much.